Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zheng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukden Tarchi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Padma Kumara. Sumu, Tanzan Katso, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Aisteru Sarangi.
Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. Scoin. Ichiban. Kimoji. Jumi. Yapi. Pirin pirin. Konbanwa. 你好，大家好。那今天呢
Today,
这个可以算
we can say
是师尊这2-3个礼拜来
since the past 2 to 3 weeks,
生病
Grandmaster's been sick,
终于把这个牙
and
齿的痛
eventually
这个根管治疗
the
把它完成。
tooth canal and the toothache and root canal have been taken care of.
这个只是其中的一项。
And that's only one of them.
另外呢，还有脚
And
气肿痛，
I have
跟这个腰
swollen and painful legs
他
and
们
backache.
医生讲说是背痛，腰在背部的就叫背痛，腰痛也属于背痛。
So waist pain in the waist are considered as
另外还
backache.
有一种就是全身无力，
And I feel weak and breathless.
另外还有一种小毛病，肠
And
胃。
I also have some digestive problem,
这是最近
the minor
我
one.
的身体
That's
所
my
产生的病痛。
physical condition lately.
那有几个医生帮忙，也一位
Several doctors have been helping.
就是 Olivia
One is Olivia,
的医生帮忙，
she's been,
另外
Dr.
呢
Olivia has been
就
helping,
是洪贵庆
and Hong Gui
医
Qing,
师的帮忙，
Dr. Hong,
还有这个庄医师
and Dr. Zhuang. They've been helping.
他们希
They had sacrificed lots of time and money. Like Dr. Hong, Gui Qin Hong. She paid for my medical fees. And she said it was an offering. Sorry about that. My insurance includes dental coverage, but for the root canal specialist, was not part of my insurance. So we have to pay for the fee ourselves for a few $1,000s. It was paid by Dr. Hong. I was going to pay it myself, but she did not let me. So really thank you. To Olivia, Dr. Hong, and Dr. Zhuang. All these 3 doctors are disciples. And also thank you to the root canal specialist. And he even said that he would pay half. So there's affinity that we met. He even asked me how to meditate and to train in spiritual cultivation. This doctor said that he wake up every morning at 4 and meditate. It's really rare that doctors also meditate. So it's precious it's hard to come by to see a good doctor. I hope that on July 9th, before July 9th, I have to go see doctors. That's a different doctor. I also went to see a doctor, a Korean doctor, a Filipino doctor. I also went to see my family doctor, Dr. Carr. I've used this body for 77 years. If it had been a roof, probably it would have been leaking. Many things have aged. If you either fix it or replace it. It's unavoidable. Human beings eat grains, therefore they have illnesses. Therefore, I write a little bit less. I saw the D.B. Boye showed it really well, the one that we just watched. They
出版的书
they do
也都
very
很
well
精心精
and
心策划。
they do their best in publishing the books.
那最近我就稍微
They planned it well.
带勤一点，因为你要去看医生，
But
总不
recently,
能把这个写作的东西都带到
because
那
I
里
have
去
to
写。
go see doctors, so I
Just
cannot
enough.
carry my
Enough
writing
for-
materials,
很
right?
多
So I have stopped several days, for several
身
days.
体啊，
I have skipped
所以
several
我觉得
days
我们
because
人
of
的身
that.
体
That's
非
why
常的重要，
humans'
非
health
常重要。
or the physical body is extremely important.
打的这个吃的药，
Recently,
打这个麻醉的针打了很多。
I took lots of drugs and also
吃的药呢，
get injections of anesthesia. I took
跟抗生素
painkillers,
是一定要吃
antibiotics
的。抗生素是杀菌的，
have to be taken.
止痛药
Antibiotics to
是止住
kill
所有的痛的。
the germs and the painkillers is to
没想到
alleviate the
止痛
pain.
药很强，
But the painkillers
是
are
鸦片，
very strong.
止
it
痛药
is
是
an
鸦片
Opium
跟抗生素。鸦片吃的时候啊，
and
腰是不痛的，
antibiotics. So when I take the painkillers,
脚气肿
I
痛
don't
也不
feel
痛
the backache, and there's also no more
那现
pain
在呢，
in my swollen
这个
legs.
根管治疗已经好了，
But
这牙齿不痛了，
the root canal
所以鸦
the
片就
treatment
没吃，
is
鸦片
is
没吃了，
done, no
今天
more
腰又痛了，
toothache, so I don't take any more opium. Therefore, now
所以
my
很奇怪
backache
吃了
comes
止痛
back.
药，把所有的痛全部停止。
or morphine.
不吃止
So
痛药呢，
if I take painkillers, all my pains
昨天开始不吃
disappear.
而已啊，
And
昨天晚
yesterday,
上开始不吃了，
last
今
night
天
I
腰又
stopped
痛，
taking them, and today I could feel my backache again.
所以这也是没办法的事情。
So
所以大家
what can we do?
注意自己身体的健康，很要紧。
Therefore, please pay attention to your own health.
你们
It's
看
very
师尊是不
important.
是瘦了？
So do you think
So,
Grandmaster has lost weight?
瘦了也好哎，
It's good to lose weight.
奇怪，我发觉以前我爬这个，从那个厨房
Strange.
走到这里来，
In the past, to walk
爬上
from
这
the
个
kitchen to here
陪葬式的楼梯呀，
and climb
还有
the
种喘。
stairs of the temple,
我觉得瘦了，
I
原
panted.
来啊，
But now that I lost
瘦
weight,
了就不喘了。
I don't pant anymore.
原来你把自己身体吃胖了，
So if
Just
you
don't
gain
know.
weight, you become
不
heavy.
重了，
And
这个
because
走
you're
起路来
heavy,
脚就会酸，
then you start to feel sore when you walk.
身体轻了，可能
Your legs are sore. And when you're lighter, then perhaps you'll feel
4
better.
公斤吧，
I lost about 4 kilograms.
瘦了4公斤，
About 4
希望啊
kilograms.
再瘦6公斤，
I hope to lose another 6
那
kilograms.
时候我就可以这个来一
Then
个蜻蜓点水的轻功，
I would be able to do the light
人太胖了，这个轻功使不
light
出来。
walking
你身体
like the
轻了，
dragonflies tapping on the water.
自然能够
So if you're heavy, you wouldn't be
动
able
起
to
来
do
会比较
that.
快。
But if your body is light, then you would be able to move more agile.
“那我说法之前，先讲一个笑话啊。
Before the Dharma teaching, let me share a joke first.
小明呢，去餐馆吃饭，
Xiaoming went to the restaurant to eat.
吃完了，跟服务员讲，
After he's done, he told the
服务员
waitress,
结账，还要结账。
okay, plates, which mean washing the dishes.
服务员讲可以，
And the waitress said,
我
sure,
们还可以给你打折，
and we'll give you a
连刷
discount
盘
as
子
well.
打折，洗碗、刷盘子还打折。
This is play of words of
小明讲
Chinese.
这么好，
And
打
Xiaoming said, wow, that's great.
服务员讲
How
打到
much?
骨折。
Yeah, it's play of words Chinese. Discount is not like breaking your bones.
这个世界很现实，
The world is very realistic.
无论做什么事情，
Doesn't matter what you do, you need money.
真的，这现在是现实的世界，
Now it's a very materialistic world.
所以身体好的时候啊，
So when you
要
have
赶快注意经济，
good health, you want to strive for the
欠
economy.
一点钱都不可以的。
You cannot owe anything.
老公跟老婆讲，老公讲，
The husband
你一
told
点
the
都不温
wife,
柔，根本就是
you're not gentle at all. You're a
赶快
female.
讲出来啊！
He
老婆
hasn't
突然
finished,
从厨
and
房
the wife
拿来一把刀出来，
brought a knife from the kitchen all of a
问
sudden
老公
and asked the
我
husband,
是母什么？
what female what?
老公讲
And then the
你是
husband said,
牡丹仙子。
it's also play of words in Chinese. You're a peony fairy.
老婆讲说这
Female
还差
sound
不
like
多
And the wife said, okay, that's sounds better.
哎，这个结婚了，
Once you're married,
真的，大家注意了，彼此讲
Pay
话都要很
attention.
客气。
you have to be kind when you speak to each
真的。
other.
你随便讲一句话，
If you say what you like,
会飞来横祸。
it may bring disasters.
这个小明呢，这个眨着眼睛问爸爸：“爸爸，你
Xiaoming
小时候打
was
针勇敢吗？”
blinking his eyes and
Papa,
asked his
Diane.
dad, were you brave
Papa,
when you
最勇
get
敢。
injection when you were
爸爸
young?
小时候打
And
针，
his dad said,
一
sure,
声也不吭，
I'm very
眼睛
brave.
也不眨一下。
When I got injection, I didn't even
Xiaoming
say anything and my
眼睛
eyes
败
did
了，
not even blink.
跑去问奶奶
And Xiaoming was：“
是
so
真的吗？”
admired his dad and asked his
Nai,
grandma, is it true,
当然
grandma?
是真的。
And
你爸爸小
grandma
时候
smiled and
就是
said, of
这样。
course, that's how your
才看
dad
到
was.
针啊，
Whenever he saw a needle, he would pass out.
所以他根本
So he did not
就一声不吭，
say
眼睛也不
anything
眨一下。
and did not blink.
师尊呢，也是很怕打针。
Grandmaster is also afraid of the needle.
我是很怕打针，我连
I
看
am
人家
scared
打
of the
针
needle.
我都不太敢。
I don't even dare to see other
那
people
我
get
们以前
injection.
在军中啊，
When we were
只要
in
在
the
流行的时
military,
候，会
if
先打
there's
预防针。
anything
当军人的时
circulating,
候，
they have to get
人家外面在流
vaccine.
行什么，我们就先打针。
So in the military,
那每一次啊，我那个医官最了解我，
so the medical personnel really
大家排队打
knew
针
me.
的时候啊，
When
我就走
everybody
过去，
lined up, I
然
would
后很多的
walk over,
有几个这个护士
and
跟
there
医
were
官在一起，
several medical
啊，每一个
personnel
一个
and
通过都
nurses,
打针，
and
我一
everybody
到护
got
士面前，我
injection.
就开始揉了，
When I get in front of the nurse, I would
那个
would
护士就认为
rub
我
my
已经打
arm,
过了，才在，
and the nurse would think that I have
然
got
后
the
我就
injection,
走了过去，
and then I just walk
想
past.
总算逃过，
I
啊，回到办
I
公
now
室，
can skip one,
医官在我的这个办公室等我，
and then I get to the office,
我说
and
我
the
知道你
medical
的毛病，
officer
所以我在这
is
里等
waiting there, and he told me, I know what your problem is, so I'm waiting for you here.
我那个医官呢，真的很了解我，
So he really knows me.
想不到长这么大了。这个现在打针还好，但是
So at this
不
age
喜欢看到
now,
人家打针。
it's okay, but I
没
still
想到
don't like to see other people get
最近半年一
injection.
年，
But
打
who
开电
knows
视，
that
天天
this
看人家打
past
针。
1 year, every time on the
你看那电视一
television
打
you
开
see
啊，
people
就
getting
是在那边
injection.
再打
They keep
再
doing
打
that
疫苗，天天在那边打，
vaccination.
有什么好打的？你打一次给我看就好了嘛。
Why do you
我就
always
知道
show
你
people
在打针，
injections? Once
或
is
者你
enough,
嘴巴
I
讲
would
说
know. Or you
现
can just
在
say
每一
it,
个人都在打针，就
that
好
everyone now get
何必
injection.
打开电视你就在打针，
Why they always show it on television every time?
这一下子这个演到哪一个国家，这个电视
And
播到哪一个
then
国家，哪一个国家都在打
Then
针，
they show any
看
country,
了都烦死了。
then they would show how
不看
the injections.
也不行，要看，全部都是在打针。来告诉一
It
下现
wouldn't work if I
在打
don't watch. But every time
对不
I
对？
watch,
你
always
打
about
一个示范
injection.
一下就好了
Let's
嘛，
tell the
你一天到晚打针干什么？
television station
那
not
你
to
们最
show
近
that
看
all
电
the
视是不
time,
是常常看到打针？
right? Don't
都
you
在
think?
打针呢，
They all show about the injections.
没办法。好了，你问我答。
Now about question and answer.
印度尼西亚
From Indonesia,
祥和
Xu Xianghe.
师尊好，阿弥陀佛。
Grandmaster, how do you do,
弟
Amitabha?
子想问，
I would like to ask 1.
是否真的大声持会
Is it true that chanting Uchisuma's
能把
mantra loudly
吹灭成血海？
can destroy the spirits to become sea
是
of
否
blood?
慧地金刚心咒
2.
同等如
Is
四昧
Uchisuma's mantra
心咒的力量？
as powerful as Singamuka's mantra and as sharp? Thank you for your answer, Amitabha. Let me tell you, the mantra of Chusma, the greatly privileged Buddha King, was transmitted at the Medicine Garden in New York City, right? That's the mantra of Uchusuma. I transmitted it at the Medicine Garden in New York City. At that time, the Vajra Diamond Temple of New York City spent lots of money. Do you know how much the rent was for Medicine Garden? You can check on it. Medicine Garden of New York City. How much is it to rent it for a ceremony for one day? At that time, I did not know. I thought we just rent any place. In New York City, they have the Chinese Chambers of Commerce or some association hall. That would be less expensive, but it would not fit all of our attendees because we had thousands of attendees. So they rented Medicine Garden, which was the most expensive in New York City. $400,000 US one day. I did not know that it would cost $400,000. If I knew, just give me 300,000, and then I would rent for 100,000. Just any ordinary venues would be fine, but they rented Medicine Garden to transmit or to perform the Uchisuma ceremony. At that time, you can buy a house with $300,000. So they really spent a lot of money for it. So therefore, the Vajra Diamond Temple was really kind to us. And Singamuka. Singamuka's mantra. Ja.
La sa sata. La sa malaya. Pei.
Aja sama la sa sata. Aja la sa malaya pei. This is often used by Guru Padmasambhava. And this mantra was once used to subdue the 500 deviant followers or evil followers. That their whole bodies were destroyed. So Singamuka's mantra is very powerful. You cannot chant it haphazardly and be heard. That if you chant it by the seaside, the Dragon King would tremble all over his body. And Uchusumas, the mighty Buddha King with great authority, was an emanation body of Sakyamuni Buddha. So, of course, the mantra of the Buddha has tremendous power, has infinite mighty power. So Shi Xianghe from Indonesia asked that Uchusima's mantra, you cannot chant it as you like or haphazardly, because if you destroy the spirits to become sea of blood, that would be a karma. And Singamuka's mantra, other than Guru Padmasambhava's chanting it, anytime we chant it, we're very careful not to harm people. It's key. These two mantras have tremendous power, especially the pei. It means to cut, break. Ro also means powerful. So your questions were right. They have the same power, but it's best never to use them to harm anybody. The second question asked by Lianhua Xinyi from Malaysia. Grandmaster, chanting 100-syllable mantra can amend any shortcomings in our Dhamma practice? Can it also amend any flaws or faults in our daily life? For example, moments of evil thoughts, wishing someone something bad, just something flash. Can 100-syllable mantra fix those bad thoughts? Is there any other mantra that can resolve it? Let me tell you, chanting 100-syllable mantra will transform it, can transform it. It can resolve all kinds of flaws and faults, because the key about the 100-syllable mantra is about emptiness. Anything that enters into 100-syllable mantra, whether it's good or bad, any bad things that you generate will disappear into nothing. My guru told me the most important thing about 100-syllable mantra is emptiness. By entering into 100-syllable mantra, all karma is transformed into emptiness. So, what I recently taught using the sweeper, and by chanting the 100 syllable mantra 100,000 times, and then you use the broom to sweep, then it can eradicate karma. So after chanting 100,000 recitations of the 100 syllable mantra, you can use the broom to eradicate karma. And TB Boye sells big brooms, medium brooms, and small brooms. But it's not the case that the big brooms would sweep the big karma and small brooms sweep small karma. No, they're all the same function. They all have the same function and the same power, same mantra. Om Pecha Sato Hum, the shortest mantra of Vajrasattva. Om Pecha Sato Hum, the shortest mantra. With one sweep, all karma is cleared. With the second sweep, bad lucks are eradicated. With the third sweep, karma is gone. Auspicious and wishes fulfilled, healthy and longevity, and the good fortune will be here. So at Trubhuda school, we have this method about sweeping our back, here, all over the body. I hope that my karmic sicknesses will be eradicated too. With the fifth sweep, all afflictions are sweep away. Second sweep to sweep away bad lucks, and the third sweep to sweep away karma. And health and longevity, auspicious and wishes fulfilled, and the great fortune will be here. So 100 syllable mantra, whether it's the short version or the long version, can resolve all faults and transgressions. Your karma too can be eradicated, because once it enters into emptiness, they all resolved. The third question asked by Min Zi from Taiwan. Beloved Grandmaster, peace with you. Questions on terma, or hidden treasures. How to conceal or hide the treasures? How can we hide the precious tantric knowledge that we learn in this lifetime inside our own brains? How do we get it out again from our brains to use? Second, how do we recover the knowledge we learned in the past life, such as languages, all kinds of skills, so that we can use them again? Third, Grandmaster, do you have a chance to transmit this practice? Thank you. Do you understand? This question asked by Min Zi from Taiwan. In the past lives, Santaraksita, Guru Padmasambhava, and the Tibetan King Trizhong Dzogchen, these three people built Samye Monastery. And the meaning of Samye, which is the same as Ren Yun, or spontaneous activities going with the flow. And they built the monastery according to the Indian version. At the center, Mount Meru, the 4 major continents, the 8 minor continents, the 7 oceans of fragrance, and that's the structure of the world to build the Samye monastery. They built it together. At that time, Guru Padmasambhava is considered the one with martial arts, so he could subdue all the deviant followers and also all the demons and yaksas. And Santaraksita is considered the cultured one, or the scholastic. So understanding all the sutras and all the learnings. And then with the Tibetan king, so we can say that they're guru and disciples. Shantarakshita, Guru Padmasambhava, and Tibetan king. The 3 people. So the Tibetan king studied Buddhism from Guru Padmasambhava and Shantarakshita. And Shantarakshita symbolizes the Mahayana Buddhism. He comprehended all the Mahayana Dharma practices, and Guru Padmasambhava is Tantric Buddhist. And the King Trizing Tejong at Chimpu, when Guru Padmasambhava and Ishichogal left Chimpu, Guru Padmasambhava placed his terma inside the King Trizong Tejong's brain. That's terma. And Ishichogal and Guru Padmasambhava inside their spiritual cultivation caves, and then amidst the 4 elements, the earth, water, fire, wind, and space, they conceal or they hide all the Dharma treasures inside the caves, the forests, the woods, the trees, the lakes. And they also reveal or obtain the terma. It's incredible, have you heard? And then the terma discoverer would be rowing on a boat to the center of the lake, and then at a certain hour a fish would jump out of the lake, and then he caught the fish, and then they opened the stomach of the fish, and inside it there's the hidden treasure of Guru Padmasambhava. They had to predict, they had to calculate the hour and minute, and you have to wait at the center of the lake, and the fish would jump out, and then you catch the fish, and then you cut open its stomach, and there is the hidden terma of Guru Padmasambhava written on the sheep's skin. That's terma. At that time, Guru Padmasambhava opened Grandmaster Lu's brain and placed the terma inside it. That's why I could understand Lamdre. I could expound on Lamdre that nobody could ever explain all over the world. Nobody on earth could ever explain it. That's because of this terma, this hidden treasures inside my brain. So I took it out and then read it again. So this Ming Zi from Taiwan, I think should be a Dharma sister, asked how to hide the treasures, how to hide the precious tantric knowledge inside our own brains. That's the first question. Let me tell you. Don't eat if you don't eat the life-getting soup at the Nai He bridge, like before you're being reborn, you have to drink that soup to forget everything about past lives. If you don't drink that soup, then you would remember. The second question is how to get it out again from our brains to use. Then you need to remember what you learned, what you knew from past lives. Grandmaster did not cut open his own brain. You need to remember it again. Even many bodhisattvas cannot, because the sutra said even bodhisattvas would forget as soon as they pass into different lives. As soon as they're being reborn, they would forget about past lives. Even bodhisattvas will forget. And Ming Zi from Taiwan, come to Seattle to let me see. If I can get things from your past lives, then I would do it for you. I would use, like from the legend, this is like from a movie. To draw all the memories from your past lives and then show it to you. But if I cannot, then I cannot. Because what I draw would be just mud. How do we recover the knowledge that we learn in the past lives, like languages, all kinds of skills, so that we use them again? Other than the legend of the heroes, the movies, nobody can. That kung fu of absorbing is that you can draw all the things inside somebody's brain and then use it. Jin Yong, which is the author of that novels, Jin Yong is dead, is gone. Otherwise you can ask him, the writer of the novel or movie. Third, Grandmaster, do you have a chance to transmit this practice?
那我要看看你的这个本质啊，对不对？你的资是什么？
I have to see your basic material.
有前世的记忆 在你的脑海里面。
Do you have memories of past lives
那
in
个
your
就是补偿。
brains? Then that's
把前
terma.
世的记忆掏出来，
And then you get the memories
起
from
初
past lives. That means you get the terma
我现
out.
在也只能够起出一部分。
I can
否
only
则呢，
get part of it.
我以前也在印度过，
I had
我
been
也
in
在非
India
洲当过
before.
酋长，
I had been a
在非
tribal
洲当
king
过酋长，
or tribal chief in
我在印度
Africa. I was in India
有好几世我都在
for many
跟随
lifetimes.
释迦牟尼佛，
I
我也在
followed
印度，
Sakyamuni Buddha that was in India,
对不对？
right?
另外，龙树菩萨也在
And
印度，
Nagarjuna was also in
龙树
India.
菩萨也在印度啊。另外啊，
And
宗喀巴
Guru Tsongkhapa was in Tibet.
啊，另外呢，那洛巴也在印度啊，
And Narupa was also
也
in
在印
India.
度啊。啊，另外呢，有几个，我到了印尼的时候啊，
When I went to
那一位
Indonesia,
印度很有名的学者，到过荆州的
the
阿底
famous
峡尊者，
Indian scholar that went to Salipa was Guru Atisha.
他也是印度，
He was Indian too, and also was in Tibet.
啊，这些我都经历过啊。
So I had
那我是有一点东西在里面，
experienced them.
但是你会讲印度话吗？
They were all. I
你
had
会讲西
some
藏话吗？
in my brain, but
对不对？
can I speak
你会
Indian
讲非洲
languages
的话吗？
or Tibetan
我在非洲
languages
当
or
过酋
African
长，
languages?
对不对？到现在，那个非洲的话哦，也不懂。语言各有专长，起出来使用。
So
我能够把这些东西都起出来使用，那不得了了。
if I can get all of those to use, that would be incredible. Then I can speak hundreds of languages.
万国语，
I would be an
万国语
expert on multi languages.
师尊可有机会传这个法，
Okay, Master, do you have a chance to
传
transmit
你的
this
头。
Dharma practice? What the heck?
我都快被稻果的弄死了。
I'm almost
这个台湾的敏之师姐，
just
下
by
次有
Lamdre.
机缘，你告诉我你是台湾的敏之，
Minzi
这个
from
名字
Taiwan.
很有意义耶。
Your
你
name
是
is quite
很
meaningful.
灵敏的灵芝，
You're sharp
相信你是有来
reishi
历的。
reishi mushroom.
能够
So
问
I
出这种
think
问题很有道理。
you must have some good origin to be able to ask such question.
有一个家伙跑去骨科看诊，医生
Someone went to the
天从床
osteopath
上摔下来，结果
and I
按胸
fell
口
from
也
the
痛，按脚也
bed
痛，反正
the day
按哪
before
里都痛。
yesterday,
你帮
and
我照个 X 光，
it's painful wherever I push.
照完 X 光，
And can you
医
please
生再听医
have an
生上
X-rays
写
and check?
4个字，
And
手
after
指断裂，
the doctor said that there's a fracture
怪
at
不
the
得按哪里
finger
都痛。
because whenever he points, it would be painful.
他手指断裂了，按哪里都
The
痛。
fracture is at the finger.
我们前几
A few days ago, on my birthday, it was the hottest. Last week, it was really hot. So I took off all my clothes and sunbathed at my backyard. My neighbor called the police, and I was called to be a exhibitionist and caught, brought to the police station. And today, I found that she's also sunbathing naked in her backyard. So I called the police. But I was being brought to the police station again because I was told to be a peeper. So there's no equality between man and woman. A peeping Tom. So it's okay for the woman to be naked, but not the man. Now we'll expound on Lamdre. The verse, getting the start of affinity for attainment, means the start of affinity through the power of the Guru merging into the four actions at the second moment of accumulation to demonstrate and prove the five bodies. The verse in quotes, the path of purifying interest or rebirth, end quote, refers to the purifying interest through merging with the four actions. The subdivision meaning is as explained above, to teach the realm of the near cause. The verse in quotes can attain the ultimately pure, true nature body or swabhavika kaya. The ultimate fruit, end quote, refers to transforming the realized four bodies to become identical. The realized transformed body has been attained. This is referred as the fruit. The verse in quotes, through suchness verification, can move the Sambhogakaya, non-remainder, pure land, etc., end quote. Know that it means it can move the non-remainder, pure land of Swabhavika Kaya, etc. The verse in quotes, inner verification, this life zeal stops at avatuti, end quote. The life zealous chi merges and moves to the central channel's most supreme top knot. The verse in quotes, outer verification, the light drops are completely solid all over the top knot, end quote. It means after the supreme establishment of the top knot of the central channel, the two reliances have been transformed completely. The above is the complete instruction of the temporary, worldly and out-of-worldly paths, which are divided into 5 according to this Dharma door. According to the body divisions divided into 37, the start of affinity divided into 5, and the grounds as the 12 and a half, etc.
这一段我稍微跟大家说明，他这里面所谈到的
Let me explain briefly
就是
what was discussed here.
到了最高的境界
When one reaches the highest realm, which is the ultimate
最高
realm,
境界就是
the ultimate path.
我们修道有无资粮道、加行道。
There are 5 paths: the path of merit accumulation, the path of preliminary practices, seeing the path of practice, and lastly, the ultimate path.
5个程度
5 stages, 5
颂
levels.
云起成就之言体，
The
这就是
verse
缘
in
起，
quotes, getting the start of affinity
资
for
粮道就
attainment,
是
end
缘
quote.
起，
Those are
光明
all
道就是
starts
缘
of
起，
affinities. Merit
见道
accumulation,
也是缘起，
path, the
修道
path
也
of
是
preliminary
缘起，
practices, seeing the
因
path,
果
the
道
path of
成就
practice, they all start of
就见道，
affinity. All the way to attainment,
前
which
面
is the
4种
ultimate
就
path.
是缘起，所以
The
到究竟
The
道
former 4 paths are
才
all
是真
start
正
of
的
affinity.
成
Only
就。
when one reaches the ultimate
由
path,
上
that
师
would
啊
be the real
融入世行之
attainment.
力， 前
From
面四行
the power of
产
the
生力
Guru
量，
merging into the 4 actions.
资
The
粮道产
4
生力量，
spiritual
加行道产生力
cultivations
量，
generate
见道也
power.
产生力量，
The path of merit accumulation, the path of
然
preliminary
后修道
practices,
也产生力
the
量，
seeing the path and the path of
这是
practice,
四
they all
行之力，
generate power.
以第二
So
三
that's
法
the power of the
汇
4
集现证
actions
产
or
生力量，
spiritual cultivation.
就会变成5种身呢，
And it
5
would
种身
become 5 kinds
我
of
们称
bodies.
为这个一个是凡夫身，
One is a physical body or
我们现在
mundane,
就是凡夫
mundane
身
body, like us now.
啊，一个就是应化身，
And the other is nirmana kaya,
就是
emanated
报身，
body. And
一
sambhoga
个就是
kaya
法身，
or reward body. And
最后
dharma
那个就是
kaya.
真身，
And the last one is called the
是
true
5种
body.
身，现
There
证
are 5
无生
kinds
之
of
缘起，
bodies.
5 种
So to
道
demonstrate and prove the 5
可以
bodies,
证明了5个身，
so
5
the
种
5 kinds of
5种
paths
身呢，
can
凡夫
prove the
身
5 bodies. And
然
they
后
are the mundane body,
这个报身，
sambhogakaya,
然后是应身，
first
然后报
nirmanakaya,
身，然
sambhogakaya,
后法身，最后
dharmakaya,
是真身。
and savabhikakaya, or true body.
有气清净之道，以融入世行，
The path
而
of
清净
purifying
之气
interest
轮
of
回，
rebirth
知分意无权
refers to purifying interest or rebirth through merging with the 4
都是
paths. The
清净之
subdivision
道
meaning is explained above.
你修某
They
一
are
部分，
all causes.
就会清净某一部分。
So
因此要
whichever
完
that you
全的清净，
practice would purify that part
你融入了
all
世
the
行，
way until all is completely purified.
融
If you
入了
merge
世
with
行，
the 4
而
spiritual
清净的心，
cultivations or actions
前面
and
4
purify,
都融入了，慢慢地
so if you
清净，
merge
慢
with
慢地
the
永远地清净。
the first 4 spiritual cultivations, you gradually purify
你得
part
到
by
了
part
极
or piece
清
by
净的
piece.
体性身究竟果，
And you
真身
ultimately
就叫做
attain the
体性
pure
身，体性身
true nature
究竟
body.
你究
True
竟得到
body
了
is
果
also called the true nature body
转化
or
所依之世身
swabhavikakaya,
成住于
which
境，
is the ultimate
所
fruit.
依转化之身依成，
Refers to
为
transforming
所说
the
之
free light 4 bodies to become identical,
把
and
凡
the
夫身
transformed body has
转
been
化
attained.
成为应身，
So
应
you
身
transform
转
the
化
mundane
成为报
body
身，
into
报
nirmanakaya,
身
and from
转化
nirmanakaya
成为
transform
法身，
into sambhogakaya,
法身
which
再
transform into
转化成
dharmakaya,
为
which
究
is
竟身，
transformed into the ultimate body
这个就是
or
转
the
化
true
啊，
kaya.
转化所依之
So
世
that's
身
about transformation.
成为一个
So
身，
transforming the relight 4 bodies to become one
成为一
body,
个身，
all
所依
combined
转化
together.
身依成所说之意，这个就是果位。
And the relight transformed body that has been attained is
颂
referred as the
云
fruit.
真如愿相，
The
能
verse
动果
True
报
suchness verification can
身
move
无一
the
念难
sambhogakaya, non-remainder, pure land, etc. End quote.
真如愿相的时候啊，
During the true suchness verification, you can move the Sambhogakaya, non-remainder, Pure Land, etc. This move so the true nature body is the highest. So each pure transformation is a movement, which is also purification. So purification means from the mundane bodies purified to become Nirmanakaya, which is purified to become Sambhogakaya, which is purified to become Dharmakaya, which is purified to become the Sarvavikakaya, which is the true nature body or true body, which is the highest body. And move. What is move is transform and purify. They all move. The verse includes inner verification. The life zeal stops at avatuti, and avatuti means the central channel. Your life was originally at the heart chakra. The life chi was first at the heart chakra, and it would move in the central channel to the topmost, which is where the head bum or top knot is, which is the 12.5 ground. That's the highest. 12.5 ground, and then afterwards it will be Buddhahood. The verse outer verification. The light drops is completely solid all over the top knot. So from the physically, all your light drops, all your hormones, all your light drops. What are light drops? Your hormone, your secretions. The scientists would say it's a hormone. Flow in the central channel and gather at the top knot or head bum, which is the topmost of central channel. When it reaches there, the light drops would become clear light radiance. So the rainbow light transformation body is from there. As soon as it exits there, you would attain Buddhahood and produce rainbow light attainment. So the temporary worldly and outer worldly paths that had included the mundane body, that's one path. The mundane body and bodies that leave the world, which is Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, etc. And divided into 5, which is 5 different kinds of bodies: mundane body, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, and Swavavikakaya. 5 kinds. So divided into 5 according to this Dharma door. According to the body divisions, divided into 37. 37 qualities for enlightenments, and the stars of affinity divided into 5, and the grounds as the 12 and a half ground. So 1 chakra, 2 grounds, Professor has said. 2 grounds for the brow chakra, for the throat chakra, for the heart chakra, for the navel chakra, and for the secret chakra. 2 grounds each. And then the top knot, half ground. So 12 and a half ground. So 2 grounds for the secret chakra, navel chakra 2 grounds, 2 grounds for the heart chakra, 2 grounds for the throat chakra, 2 grounds for the brow chakra, and altogether 10 grounds. And then the crown chakra, 2 grounds, and then the top knot or the head bump, half ground. So altogether 12 and a half grounds. So that's the complete instruction. 2 grounds for the secret chakra, 2 grounds for the navel chakra, 2 grounds for the heart chakra, 2 grounds for the throat chakra, 2 grounds for the brow chakra, 2 grounds for the crown chakra, and half ground for the top knot. 12 and a half grounds. That's the end. Did you understand reading it? Mm-mm. I took it out from my brain. Otherwise, how would I be able to explain it? This is just really too much. So many numbers to explain this boring thing. So you just practice until you reach the top knot, and all the light drops would exit from there, and there would be clear light radiance. That would be good enough. You're talking about what, 5 and 10 and 12 and 12 and a half and 37 body divisions and whatnot. Oh, just God's placed 3 men on 3 islands. The first island filled with beautiful ladies, the second island filled with good wines, and the third one with cigarettes. And then a year later, God's checked again. The first one collapsed from exhaustion. See, beautiful ladies. If a man is being sent to an island with beauties, it would be strange if he didn't die from exhaustion. Or if not, they would be bounded by the woman. They will not be let go. And the second one died from drinking. You drink until your hands are shaking. The alcohol toxicity. You can die. And the third one, he did not even smoke a cigarette. So God was very pleased. At least there's one young man who's like a sage. So God asked the young man, so you have certain insight and inspiration? But he replied, but God did not give me a lighter. So see, all very mundane. Om Mani Padme Hum.